Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Fucking hell, it has been a while since I've done a video on this channel. I'm gonna be honest, it feels very strange, and if I keep saying etc., just ignore that. It's been a while. So why am I on here today? I feel like I have a lot of valuable knowledge to bring to essentially who I'm talking to is a younger version of myself. So if you're watching this video, you're kind of in the same position I was a couple of years ago, or I'm still in now. Context, I'm 21. I'm quite a gym lad. I love the gym. I love fitness itself, and I love trying new things and challenging myself. I kind of pride myself on being able to take on risks and challenges that you know, I don't feel like most people are willing to do. But I feel like the things I couldn't convey to the world before, the knowledge that I didn't have, I now have, or I am gaining in the process of gaining that. So I'm going to use this channel as a documentation of, my rise to success, wherever that may be. Whether that is just, working a reputable job, whether that's in a sales job or, PT or massage or whatever it may be. Um, this is just a documentation of that. So I'm going to come on here every week to try and motivate myself, motivate you guys, whoever may be watching this video, to kind of chase your dreams a little bit more, take a bit more control over your life. And that's one thing I'm trying to do at the minute, is I'm still trying to figure out. So before that, it's a unique point in my life. It's a bit of a limbo. For the first time in a while, I really don't know what I want to do long term. Um, my thing before was always I wanted to become a personal trainer, always be in fitness. I've been in that space. I didn't last very long at it. I was in it for a year. The reasons being, it's very unstable. It's very hard to do that that kind of work without being in it 2, 3, 4, 5 years time and building up that clientele over time. I'm gonna be honest, and I don't feel like my heart wasn't in it. I didn't know how to sell myself. I would say I'm extremely good at building relationships with people and communicating and listening, but I didn't know how to sell myself. I didn't know how to kind of promote myself and my services and what I'm good at. And I didn't even really know what kind of niche I wanted to be in. Like that's one thing I've always heard from people is like you need to figure out what niche you want to be in. Now I'm the type of person I like to try and do as many things as possible. I like to try new things. I'm trying out dancing, hip hop dancing for the first time tonight, which is a weird type of thing for me to do, which I've never really done before. But I'm excited to try new challenges, and that's why I wanted to come on here today. Is kind of talk about what makes me unique, I guess you could say, to most 21-year-old lads, or kind of just that separates myself and makes me a bit more unique. And I don't mean that as in I'm better than anybody else. I just mean I'm different. Um, and I generally hear that a lot. My mindset, my maturity for my age is something I hear a lot. But I feel like that's just a combination of things: my ability to talk, my ability to listen. Uh, Probably because I'm bald as well. That might indicate that I might be older than I actually am. But I think the biggest things is one, I've always been in the gym. Um, I've gained a lot of confidence from putting on size. But previously, before that, I was doing boxing. So obviously, you can imagine having boxing plus being currently 103 kilos, and being able to lift and push big weight. It gives me a lot of confidence to be able to walk around knowing, you know, in a street fight, chances are in a fair one-to-one fight, I can take pretty much anybody who's untrained. That's one thing, but also my willingness to take on challenges. I'm not sure if you're aware of what door-to-door sales is, but door-to-door is where you literally go and knock on people's door and sell them services or whatever it may be. I was selling gas and electric for Scottish Power. That's what I was doing. I was doing that for 9 weeks in total, 1 week training, 8 weeks I was like actually working. But as a 21-year-old lad, not many people I speak to have done door to door sales, and they always say like, "Fucking hell, you've got some balls, you." And I'm like, "Yeah, it did." And the hours were absolutely insane that I was working just to be able to kind of make a base amount of living, and even then it was like with all the expenses, travel, etc. It was a fucking it's hard graft. But that's one of the things I'm trying to take on challenges, really challenge myself and kind of see who I am. Door to door, I was working 60-hour weeks at some point when we did what they call road trips, which is a bullshit name for take you away from your family and let's just make you work as much as possible. Um, we could up a bit 8 o'clock in the morning, be out in the field for 9:30, finish in the field for 8 o'clock, whatever get back to the accommodation, what we all stayed in, all the work people in a different city to where obviously you live. Um, and then obviously whatever fucking calls they made us do at 10:30 at night and shit like that. And then obviously you just repeat that for 4 or 5 days. So very challenging. I'm gonna be honest, like it was fucking hard work, but I did it, and I feel like I gained a lot of valuable knowledge. I like gained a lot of confidence, and an entry level introduction to basic sales selling and basic sales and selling. So that was good. Now, obviously, for me, my biggest part of my personality and who I am is the gym. Now, I've got to the point where I'm big enough now where people can just see it without me kind of just saying anything. They know I train, I work out, um, and that's one of the things I've got the most knowledge in. In fact, it is the thing I've got the most knowledge in is fitness, is building up strength and mass and size and them type of things. Like before I was doing boxing, I was 75 kilo boxing roughly when I was boxing. I would have fought at 72 had I actually gone into amateur boxing, but obviously because of COVID and then my inability to discipline myself to lose weight, I then resulted in obviously to weightlifting and powerlifting because I feel like that suited my lazy ability at the time, and my lack of mindset and commitment. So that was what kind of drove me into weightlifting. Plus, I was doing a personal training course as well, so it kind of made sense for me to understand if I'm teaching people how to lift weights, then I have to fucking be able to lift weights myself. Obviously, it makes sense, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna do a couple videos explaining, how to build up strength, build up size, build up mass. I'm probably gonna call the video "How to Be Stronger Than Your Dad," because that is the path I'm on to be stronger than almost anybody or anybody in my family or or bloodline, as they say, all this Instagram edits and stuff. But that is the goal. I'm doing powerlifting to achieve that goal, but then I'm also doing things like football now to kind of make myself a little bit more athletic, lose a little bit of weight. I'm 103 kilo at the minute now. Bearing in mind, I'm roughly about 31% body fat, as you can probably tell. I've got a little bit of a chin, but having been shredded in the past, I know how good I can look when I've got down to a weight. So that's one of the things I'm trying to take up. Um, what else? I'm trying out dancing tonight. I'm trying to go hip hop dancing and learn something completely different to anything I've ever done before. Um, but then also like I've done rock climbing. Fucking hell, like, but maybe do bodybuilding after powerlifting. That's kind of the plan I'm on, or the trajectory I'm on now, is to do like 2 to 3, 4 powerlifting competitions or meets, then go into bodybuilding to kind of shred down to really see what my body looks like when I'm shredded and the muscles are like popping out and I step on stage. Um, that would be a cool experience. I wouldn't probably do more than one of those, just because I'm not that interested in it. But I would still like to see how fucking shredded I could be, and what I would weigh at 6 or 7% body fat. But then the experience of it, prep for bodybuilding. I don't take mick out of bodybuilders and stuff quite a bit, but the prep for it and the dedication and stuff is extremely regimented and it's respectful. I can respect how much dedication and time they put into it, but I don't think I'd probably do more than one. Just not for me. But then after that point, like for me, it's just all about making myself more athletic. Once I've done, the competitions and the heavy weights and then the bodybuilding and the diet prep. For me, after that point, it's just maintaining a good amount of strength and size and mass and looking good. That'd be the biggest thing for me, is like looking good as I'm getting into my mid 20s and then later 20s. But then also keeping up my athleticism, my like doing dancing, MMA, boxing, rock climbing, the different aspects of thinking, not just sticking to one thing and saying that's it. Just make just be more versatile. I say man of many talents, as they say. So that'd be the one thing that I'd probably do after finishing powerlifting, then bodybuilding, is then going down the route of doing MMA and jiu-jitsu all the time, doing boxing, white collar events, which is essentially, it's like the amateur boxing of boxing. Sorry, yeah, you could say like if you got pros, amateurs, and then you got white collar essentially. Yeah, but white collar, you can box people who are at amateur level or have been professional before but do white collar. It's a charity boxing type of thing. But having had experience myself in amateur boxing and in just doing boxing in general, 6 7 years of consistent training, obviously like I'll be fighting at a higher level than most people would be, but it's obviously it's not at that level where I could, potentially have brain damage or long-term effects from doing amateur and professional boxing without headgear and big gloves. For me, I feel like preservation of my health is more important now than other things, but still being able to throw a punch and take a punch in the face is just as equally as important. Let's be honest. But yeah, as I say, this is just a documentation of what I'm kind of rising to be, I guess you could say. Motivate myself, having a bit of accountability. At the minute, obviously, I'm waitering and bartending. I'm kind of figuring out what type of business, what type of career I want to go into. I understand now how important and how impactful sales can be. So sales is probably one thing I would go down. Um, whether that may be car salesman, I don't know. You know, sales is sales regardless. But yeah, um, I feel like that's a nice time to wrap the video up. But if you got this far, which probably most people won't, but if you did, I appreciate it, and thank you very much for watching. I've been Jordan, and have a good rest of your day.